Good morning all. I am Anupama Lavhe and I am here to discuss with you today the subject company law. Under that we are discussing the characteristics of company. In our previous lecture we have studied the meaning of, that is the definition and meaning of the company. Today we are going to discuss with the various characteristics of a company. The first one is incorporated association. A company is an incorporated association. Why the company is known as incorporated association? Because this is incorporated under Companies Act. Under Companies Act. We can say now that it is incorporated under Companies Act 2013. Okay. The companies which are not incorporated under Companies Act have their own state statutes. For example, RBI for banking sector, IRDA for insurance, etc. So these banks or insurance companies are not known as companies. They are not known as incorporated association because they are incorporated under their own statutes. So any company which is incorporated under the Companies Act is known as incorporated association. The second one is artificial person. What do you mean by artificial person? In our previous lecture I cleared that that is a company comes into existence only through following the legal formalities. That means it exists only under the eyes of law. Eyes of law. That's why it is known as artificial person. Its birth is under the law. Its formation is not natural, and that is why it is known as artificial person. We, the natural persons, are known as individuals, and the company is known as person. What is the difference between the person and the individuals? Individuals are natural persons. That means they have their own identity, and the company is known under it. That means its existence is under the Companies Act. That's why its existence is because of the law, and that is why it is known as artificial person. Its birth and its death, that means the winding up of the company, is according to the law. Then next one is legal entity, distinct from its members. Different from its members. Come on, let us take one example. I am known as, that means you can identify me by my own name, that means Anupama Lavhe. Okay. You cannot say that GS is going there. If you see me, you cannot say that, look at this is GS. You cannot say that Anupama Lavhe is GS. I am a part of GS College of Commerce, but you cannot identify me as a GS college. Okay. But the company is known by its name. That means its existence. You cannot say that the company has its existence. You can say that this is Anupama Lavhe, but you cannot show that this is a company. For example, take one example. ABC is a company. Okay? And ABC company, you cannot say that, see that ABC is going. कह सकते हो ABC जा रही है करके, you cannot say that. You cannot show its existence. You can only show the building where it is incorporated or where its registered office is. So the distinct from its members means you cannot say that the member is a company and the company is a member. all the property which is belong to the company is known by its name and not by its members. All the assets, all the liabilities are of the company. It is not of the members. Then the limited liability. Whose liability is limited? The members who are, that is the members who form the company, their liability is limited. Company may be incorporated into limited liability or unlimited liability. Limited or unlimited. But in India, we find that there are only limited liability companies. But limited companies can again be bifurcated into limited by guarantee, limited by liability, and limited by liability and guarantee. Guarantee as well as liability. What is limited by guarantee? In this case, the guaranteed amount, that means the amount which is guaranteed by the member, his liability is only to the extent of amount guaranteed by member. For example, A is a member of the company and he guaranteed the amount of 50,000. Okay? He has given the guarantee of rupees 50,000. His liability is only up to 50,000, but his liability is not arises, that means his liability is not arises during the lifetime of the company. That means when the company is going on, his liability is not arises. His liability only arises at the time of winding up of the company. जब कंपनी बंद होती है, then only his liability arises, and he is liable up to rupees 50,000 which he has guaranteed. Okay, this type of company is known as company limited by guarantee. The another type of company is limited by liability, that is limited by shares. ठीक है, here if he has purchased the shares of rupees 50,000 and he had already paid the amount of 40,000, then his liability is of rupees 10,000 only. That means the amount of shares, that means the face value of shares which is purchased by him and the amount which is unpaid on his shares, that is only known as that will be the liability of that particular member towards the company, and such a type of company is known as limited liability, that means the liability limited by shares. And the company, that means limited by guarantee as well as liability. Here take same example, he has guaranteed amount 50,000 and he has purchased the shares of rupees 50,000. Okay, this liability arises only at the time of winding up, and this whenever the company makes the calls, then his liability arises. If he had already paid 40,000, then he is only responsible, that means liable for rupees 10,000 only. Now the next one. Separate entity. That means separate, you may say that separate property. Okay. Separate property means what? The company, ABC company, purchases any type of assets, or you may say the goods, in its own name. That means even though the company is running through the natural persons, you may say the directors, then you can say that goods which are purchased by those directors are purchased on behalf of the company. You cannot say that the director purchased the share, or you may say the purchase the assets or goods in his own name. Anything which is done by the directors for the company is known as the activities carried out by the company. So, any assets or any liability which is incurred or which is purchased on behalf of the company belongs to company only. ठीक है? That means even if I am running the company, you may say the Anupama is a company limited, and if I purchase some machineries for the company, or you may say some furniture for the company, and if I want that machinery or furniture for my private use, I cannot divert that machinery or that furniture for my own use, because that property, even though is purchased by me, but that is purchased for the company, and that's why that asset is the property of the company. Then transferability of the shares. This is the unique feature of the company. The shares are freely transferable. Freely transferable. Freely transferable means what? The shares of public company are freely transferable. That means you can anytime purchase the shares of the company, and at any time you can sell the shares of the company. But if the shares are of private company, then the rules which are framed by the private company must be followed before transferring the shares of the company. You cannot transfer the shares freely of private limited company. Then perpetual succession. What does it mean? Perpetual succession means going on. Members, for example, 7 members are required to form a public limited company and 2 members are required to form a private limited company. If these members, ऐसा ना हो, लेकिन for example I am saying, if these 7 members went for a picnic and in an accident all died, सबके सब क्या हो गए? मर गए हैं, एक एक्सीडेंट हो गया है. These members who are running the company all died in an accident, even though the existence of the company does not affect. It does not affect on the existence of the company. Members may come, members may go, but the company runs its business. In case of sole tradership, what you have seen in sole tradership, if the trader dies, then automatically that sole tradership comes to an end. But in case of a company, the existence, that means the going out or coming in of the members does not affect its, does not have any effect on its existence. Then common sale. What is common sale? It is a sale. You all know that company is an artificial person. Artificial person. So it cannot sign by its own. Possible है क्या जो artificial है अपने साइन खुद करे, it is not possible. For that, it appoints some person to sign on its behalf. But its sign does not have any meaning if he does not put the seal of a company. But under section 22, which is amended in 2015, that means Amendment Act 2015, company now have a choice to have its common seal or to not have its common seal. Okay? Then, as per section 22, an amendment by the Companies Amendment Act 2015, a company may, underline this point, may, under its common seal, if any means अगर होगा तो, through general or special power of attorney, दे सकती है अपनी पावर जो है अटर्नी को, empower any person, क्या दे रही है, किसी भी पर्सन को पावर दे रही है to execute deeds on its behalf. That means any contract which is made by the company, that means the contracts between the company and any third party can be executed by this person, by that person, any person. Before that, if you put a common seal, then the two directors and one secretary has to put their sign, along with the common seal. But under the Amendment Act 2050, if the company through attorneys appoints or empower any person to execute deeds on its behalf in any place, either in India or outside the India, shall bound the company. Whether that person is a director of a company, whether that person is a secretary of a company, it doesn't matter. What matters? Through general or special power of attorney, empower the person to execute the deed. If there is no common seal, in case of a company does not have a common seal, the authorization shall be made by two directors. If company do not opt for common seal, अगर company का common seal नहीं है, then what is required? To treat that contract or treat that deed as authenticated one, then it must be signed by at least two directors of the company or one director and the company secretary if appointed by the company. अगर उस company में company secretary appoint किया गया हुआ है, then that company secretary and one director can also sign that deed and it will be called as a authenticated deed. Is it okay? Shall we revise again all the characteristics of the company? Shall we revise? Okay, look at this. The first one is incorporated association. Why company is known as incorporated association? Because it is incorporated under the Companies Act. That's why the companies which are formed by following the rules and regulations of the Companies Act, then only that those companies are known as incorporated association. Then artificial person. What do you mean by artificial person? Artificial person means it is not a natural person. Why it is not a natural person? Because its existence is only in the eyes of the law. That's why that company is known as artificial person. It is known as a person and not an individual. Individuals are natural persons. And persons means he may be a natural one or maybe an artificial one. Legal entity distinct from its members. That means anything, it has its own legal entity. It is not known by the name of its members. Any company, I had given you the example, that means ABC company. If that is ABC company, then it is known by its own name, ABC company. But in case of sole tradership and partnership, the partners are also known as the partnership form. The sole trader is also known as the sole tradership. But in case of a company, it has its own name and it is identified by its own existence. Then limited liability. The liability of the members is unlimited. In case of partnership and sole tradership, we find that the liability of the sole trader and the partners are unlimited. But this is the unique feature of the company, that's the liability of its members or its shareholders are limited. Then separate property. Separate property means you cannot mingle the property of the company with the property of the shareholders or the members. It purchases its own property in its own name. That's why the company has its separate property. Transferability of shares. Transferability of shares means the shareholders can transfer his shares freely. Then the perpetual succession. What is perpetual succession? Perpetual succession means the company can carry out its business for longer period of time. Longer period of time. Irrespective of its members. That means the members can come or members can go. It does not affect the existence of the company. If company wants to close its business, then by following some legal procedure, it can wind up its business. Then common sale. Common sale means what? If you want, as you all know that company is an artificial person, it cannot do its own activity or it cannot put its sign by its own, it needs a common sale. But under Companies Act, that means the Amendment Act 2015, the company has an option to have its common sale or not to have its common sale. If it opts for the common sale, then through general or special attorney, the company can give or assign the right of signing the deed to any person. And if he puts his sign on the deed along with the common sale, that is binding to the company. And if does not opt for common sale, then any, that means 2 directors or 1 director and a secretary can sign the deed and make it authorized. Okay, thank you. If you have any difficulty in this lecture, you can watch my lecture which is specifically framed for Hindi medium. Thank you.